India has decided to stop exporting wheat due to the country's food security. This decision was taken against the backdrop of the ongoing war in Ukraine, which has been a major grain exporter. Exports will still be allowed to countries that require wheat for food security needs and based on requests from their governments. All other new shipments would be banned immediately. Such restrictions could trigger a cascading effect and lead to higher prices for all. Similar restrictions are estimated to have caused a 13% increase in global food prices during the 2008 to 2011 crisis. Although India is not one of the world's biggest wheat exporters, considering its already limited supply, India's ban could push global prices to new peaks, particularly hitting poor consumers in Asia and Africa hard. Rising food and energy prices have pushed India's annual retail inflation close to an 8-year high in April, boosting expectations that the central bank will raise interest rates more aggressively. The International Monetary Fund says Putin's war in Ukraine has caused rising food prices in sub-Saharan Africa and threatened the region's economic recovery. The spike in food prices is causing shortages and protests across the developing world as disruptions from the war in Ukraine add to the existing strain on global supplies of grain, meat, and other food supplies. High prices played a key role in sparking the violent protests that led to the resignation of the Sri Lankan Prime Minister earlier this week and sparked new peaceful protests in the Middle East. Millers in some parts of Africa have run out of wheat. Consumers are saving on food that was once considered staple foods and replacing them with cheaper products. Germany's foreign minister said the G7 group of industrialized nations is urgently seeking alternative routes to export Ukrainian grain as Russia's war against its western neighbor increases the risk of a global crisis. In a speech after a 3-day meeting of G7 foreign ministers in Germany, the minister said about 25 million tons of grain were stuck in Ukrainian ports that have been blocked by Russian troops, and that is grain the world urgently needs. Ukraine can export no more than 1.5 million tons of agricultural products a month because Russia blockades its ports.